Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's going to be Cyber Dragon. Now this is actually like one of my favorite decks. This deck has been like a very solid rogue deck recently. Like no one really plays it and no one really acknowledges it, but it still has a very nice play style. It's super consistent. It's got a lot of great plays, and it's just a really fun deck to play. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting things off, I play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. Surprisingly, you do play 3 of the original, because the original is actually really good. So there are 2 ways you can play this deck. You can either play Cyber Dragon Infinity Control, or you can play the normal style, which is OTK. Basically, you just get as much damage on the board as possible, and then you end off your board with like maybe a couple fusion monsters, a 5,000 something attack, a cyber dragon, a cyber twin dragon, and then a double attack on it. So really, you have a super solid OTK style. So like seriously, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this deck in terms of OTKs, and Cyber Dragon really helps that playstyle, being a 2100 attack beat stick, and the fact that it's a level 5, which is really good for Cyber Dragon Infinity plays, and it's a free special summon. So 3 copies of it is definitely really good. I play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core. This card is like one of your best cards in the deck. This card is super solid for searching a lot of your cards. So like you can search your Cyber Emergency, which can search your Cyber Dragons, which in turn can be a great combo play. On top of the fact that it can search your Galaxy Soldier, which is a nice little thing. I'm really hoping this doesn't get hit on the ban list, because it works with Drytron really well. But I highly doubt it, because this card isn't exactly what makes Drytron good. So, yeah. But you could search your Cyber Rev system. You can search your Cyber Load Fusion. And there's a lot of good targets for this card, and this card is just so good as a starter. I played 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Hearts. If this card is special summon, you can make it level 5, and then if this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 other Cyber Dragon from your deck to your hand. That's actually, or deck or graveyard to your hand. That's actually really good. This card's a great searcher. On top of the fact that it says if this card's sent to the graveyard, so even if you use it as fusion material, you're still gonna have a lot of good plays with it. So like seriously, it's a really solid card. I play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Veer. This card is kind of iffy. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon, of course. Then this card's normal or special summon. If you normal or special summon Cyber Dragon, except during the damage type, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's kind of an extender for link plays, but like it's not exactly the best Cyber Dragon card, but it's still pretty solid in terms of playability. I played 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nashter. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon. You can discard 1 other card, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target target 1 machine monster with 2,000 attack or defense in the graveyard. Special summon. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except machines. You don't really play any non-machines other than 1 card. This card's actually really good. Like it's a great card in terms of just a free special summon. On top of the fact that it's got recovery plays, so that is also very good. And I don't know why I play this card. I don't play any dragons in the deck. Anyway, I played 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. This card is also very good. So this card is a great extender and is played in a lot of decks, including ABCs, just so that you can get into like any of your combo plays, because like this card is like a 1 card Cyber Dragon Infinity, which Cyber Dragon Infinity is busted. It's like an Omni Negate that steals your opponent's monsters. Like, so this card is a great extender, on top of the fact that it's a great card just in general to get another card on the field, and that is really good. I play 3 copies of Ash. Ash is just generic. I play 1 copy of Raigeki, 1 copy Instant Fusion, 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of Upstart, 1 copy of Cyber Repair Plant, 1 copy of Cyberload Fusion, a copy of Overload Fusion, 1 copy of Power Bond, and 1 copy of Poly. Now, it might seem weird that I'm running so many one-ofs, but I'll explain it. Of course, you got the limited cards. Those aren't really super important, but then you have your other cards. This card is, like, decent for recovery plays. You can activate one of these effects if you have 3 or more Cyber Dragons in the graveyard. At this card's activation, then you can activate the effect. Add a Light Machine monster from your deck to your hand, or target a Light Machine monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. So the thing is that this is a good searcher, on top of the fact that like you have combo plays with it. But the problem is this is more for later on, and you don't really want to hard draw into it on your first turn. You have cards like Cyber Emergency, which is pretty good, but this card's actually searchable with Cyber Dragon Core, so you don't want to play it at more than 1. Play 1 copy of Overload Fusion because, again, this card is very reliant on the graveyard, so you don't really want to draw into it turn 1. Like, sure, if you have a Poly in your hand and an Overload Fusion, like, that's, like, 2 fusion monsters for free, but, like, still, like, you don't really want to hard draw into it first turn. Cyberload Fusion, the reason I only play 1 copy is because it's searchable. Power Bond is for plays with Cyber Twin Dragon, and it isn't exactly very important for the deck. It's kind of just a fancy tech option you can put in here that I personally like, but you don't even need to play Power Bond. And then Poly is just because I needed 1 more fusion card, and because I'm not going to disgrace myself by putting a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon in a deck that doesn't run any dragon cards. But, you know. So, that is it for the one-ofs. Like, there's a lot of one-ofs, but, like, the one-ofs are explainable because they're searchable, or you just need 1 more fusion target. But it makes sense to play these at 1. I play 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. This card is amazing. It searches basically your entire deck. Like, sure, it doesn't search, like, some cards, because they only become Cyber Dragon while on the field. But, like, this card searches your Cyber Dragon, which is, like, your best card on the deck. On top of the fact that, if it came to it, like, you could put in some tech options, like, there could legit be a Cyber Dragon, Drytron deck that would be completely awesome, but I doubt it's ever gonna get made, so, yeah. I play 3 copies of Machine Dupe. This card's still amazing. You summon Cyber Dragon Core, get the search off, then you use Machine Dupe to summon 2 Cyber Dragons from the deck because its name became Cyber Dragon, or you could summon 2 cores from the deck, which is solid. Like, really, you don't want to summon 2 cores from your deck, other than for link plays, but at that point, why would you do that? Plus, like, that's like a 2-card Cyber Dragon Infinity, so that's really good. So then I play 2 copies of Cyber Rev System. So this card's actually a pretty decent card. Like, it's pretty easy to just activate it and special summon, like, your Cyber Dragon. So that's actually pretty good. Yeah, this card's just really good. Plus, oh, I forgot to mention, Cyber Emergency can search a Cyber Dragon monster, so that means it can search any of your cards. But, this card's pretty good. Even though it can only special summon normal Cyber Dragons, it's actually good for turn 1 plays, so that way you're not completely dead. But yeah, it's a pretty good card. You could drop it if you wanted to, but I kind of like it at 2. And then I play 3 copies of Imperm just as another generic hand trap. Like, people say that this card sucks this format, it's always good. So going into the extra deck, I play 2 copies of Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. This card's, like, literally a free special summon. You can actually use your opponent's cards to summon this, like, or at least I got duped into thinking that you could. But it does say from either field, so, like, this card is so good, like, especially because of how reliant most decks are on the extra monster zone, especially with cards like True King of All Calamities being normally summoned in the extra monster zone for Virtual World, because they'll summon that big carrier card, and then they'll summon their True King of all calamities in the extra monster zone. So you could just link all or fusion their monster to go into this, and then it basically ignores all the issues that you have with True King of all calamities. So like there is that, but like it's not really gonna get pulled off a ton. But this card's still really really good. The original attack of this card becomes 12,000 the number of monsters used as its material, so it's kind of hard to use it because you need one or more monsters in the extra monster zone specifically. So it is kind of difficult, but it's a really generic card to use, so it's really good. I play two copies of Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. This card isn't as good as the other cards, but the thing is that this card is a target for instant fusion. This is why I play it, because this deck is more of a going second OTK style. So having two copies of this, just so that one, you could go into it generically, but also because you can easily summon it with instant fusion and have some plays. Its effect is kind of good. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target one spell or trap on the field up to the number of fusion materials used and destroy it. Then once per turn, you can send up to 2 light machine monsters from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do for each one, this card gains an additional attack. So it has that second effect, but it doesn't have the first effect since you don't use any fusion materials for it. So like that's why I play so many fusion cards, because you can generically go into a lot of your extra deck cards. But this card is actually really really good, especially since it has that multi-attack thing. So you could actually use Power Bond to fuse like to any of your Cyber Dragon cards, because it just says Cyber Dragon cards. You get multiple pops on the field, then it goes to 4,200 attack, then you can send 2 cards, then it gains 1 more attack than a normal Cyber Twin Dragon would, and this card's like really really good. Then I play 1 copy of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. This card's actually generically good, even though you don't really use most people don't really play machine monsters. This card's still a pretty solid card to go into. Plus, it usually gets set up at 2,000 attack, so that's pretty good. I play 1 copy of Cyber Twin Dragon, because OTK. 1 copy of Cyber Eternity Dragon, because I just wanted this card because look at how awesome it is. But like also it's kind of, it used to be like really really good against Orchest matchups. But if this card's if you have a machine fusion monster in your graveyard, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So on top of that, that just has amazing protection. If this card is fusion summoned, if this fusion summon card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Your opponent cannot target fusion monsters you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed. This card is amazing. Like, if you send anything with, like, against the Dogmatica matchup, you could send this and make your cards, like, immune to everything. But this card is just so strong. It's immune to everything. It has a 2,800 body, but also a 4,000 defense. So you can summon it, and it's pretty easy. But, like, this card's super, super strong. I play 1 copy of Cyber End Dragon, because I thought it was cool. On top of the fact that you gain a 4,000 beat stick. But then I play 1 copy of Verte Anaconda. Because of how many fusion spells we play in the deck, we literally play 1, 2, 3, 4 fusion spells with different names. We can actually use Verte Anaconda pretty easily to ditch it to the graveyard, use them without any of their downsides, if there even is a downside. So this card's actually really solid in this deck. I play 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Seizure. So this card basically just transfers attack and is a great way of getting your Cyber Dragons in the graveyard, because this deck can actually swarm pretty easily, so just getting them in there is actually pretty good. I play 1 copy of Almirage, because generic. I play 1 copy of Infinity, 1 copy of Nova, and 1 copy of Dingirsu. I don't know why I play Dingirsu, considering that I don't even think I can make it. But you know what? It's just an extra deck holder. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about the deck other than the extra deck. The main deck actually seems pretty solid, but there's always gonna be room for improvement. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.